Don't get so involved in the work of the Lord that you fail to get involved with the Lord of the work. E.M. Bounds said, "To be much alone with God is the secret of knowing Him and of influence with Him." First of all, how are you? After a very long time, I'm recording this video. Again, it's a very sunny day, so I like recording videos on sunny day. So the paragraph that I just read, there were two paragraphs, and E.M. Bounds said that quote. So here it's mentioning, don't get so much involved in the work of Lord that you fail to get involved in the Lord of work. What does that mean? So we are involved in doing a work that Lord wants us to do, but we are not involved in the Lord who made the work. So it's like God gave us a purpose. God gave me a purpose to be a footballer. God gave you a purpose to become this person or that person. But the person who gives you the purpose, you fail to do the work of it. Which means, let me put it this in a simpler term, in a footballing term. So if a person wants to be a footballer, he's Christian and he wants to be a footballer, so of course he trains, he goes to his matches, he regularly trains with his teammate and does all of the things that a professional or a amateur footballer does to level up his game. But as he is a Christian and he follows Christ, he fails to read Bible or maybe pray, and he fails to read Bible and pray for 2 or more days. So God is saying us this, that it's fine, God gave you a purpose to do this, maybe play a guitar, you go and play guitar, you go on guitar lessons. But who gave you the purpose? Lord. So involved with the Lord of the work. It means that praying, reading Bible, and asking for forgiveness. This all is work of God. This all is work of God. Work of God is not the purpose that God gives you. There is a difference between the work you do on your passion and the work you do on God. Working on God, working on Lord means reading Bible, making a relationship with Him. Working on the purpose that the God gave you is worldly things. It's all worldly things. God didn't make guitar, but the man who invented guitar, God gave him the purpose. God gave him the intelligence to this man who made the guitar. My whole point is this, that the purpose that God gave you is right. God gave you a purpose, you should follow it. If God puts a purpose in your heart, you should follow it. But never forget to pray, worship His name, and ask for forgiveness. And importantly, pray, because anything and everything can be done through the Christ who strengthens you. That's my favorite verse. So, and nothing can be done when God is not with you. So always pray and work towards your goals, towards your dreams, and towards your purpose, and see how you're going to shine in this world. So most important is that pray to God and follow His words. It's pretty sunny today. And another paragraph, E.M. Bounds said, "To be much alone with God is the secret of knowing Him and of influence with Him." What does that mean? Of course, you know in Bible, God says to pray. When you pray, go in a room, shut the door, be alone, your Bible and God. That's it. And pray, read Bible, pray to God and ask for forgiveness if you did some wrong, or if you want some answer from God. If you ask a question to God and you don't get an answer, you're supposed to go in a room, cry, pray to God that, Lord, why are you not answering my praise? You have to cry. Seriously, you have to cry to Him. You have to cry to His holy name so that He will answer you. That's it. A conversation with God. It's like you are in heaven with God. It's like that. So when you are praying, yeah, of course, when you go in a church, you pray together. It's good. But praying in a church is called worship. Praying in a church is listening to the gospel and learning from it. It's not your individual prayer with God. It will be more hard for you to connect with God in church more than in a room alone. and of influence with him. What does that mean? When you are connected to God, when you have relationship with God, when you know God, when you have maybe not daily conversations, but when you have a conversation with God, he will influence the way you talk, he will influence the way overall you live your lifestyle. He will influence every single thing. It's your lifestyle, the way you talk, every single thing will be coming from God. Every single thing will be holy if you commit to God, if you have a strong relationship with God. And I will share a quick story of Martha, Mary, and Jesus when they were when they were eating the food. Luke 10:40. Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. Do you remember the story when Jesus was sitting with a group of people and he was sharing the stories of God? He was sharing stories and parables, and Martha was busy and making food, making bread, and making overall food. And Mary, what was she doing? Mary was sitting at God's feet and listening of what God was saying. So Martha was so jealous that God is only giving attention to Mary. Martha was jealous because Mary was sitting on God's feet and listening to him, but God didn't give any attention to Martha because she was doing all the hard work. But when Martha said this to Jesus, Jesus said her kindly that it is not what Martha is doing is wrong, but what Mary is doing is just better. What was Mary doing? She was sitting at Jesus' feet and listening and loving what Jesus was saying. But what Martha was doing was not wrong. Why? Because she was making food, she was serving people, and that's a good thing in God. That is acknowledging that Jesus says that is a good thing. That's it for today. That's the thing that I needed to say. And stay safe. I love you guys. Bye.